Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Daylon Loonsfoot, who will fight on Synergy FC November 16th. Hello, Daylon. How are you?
I'm doing very well, man. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm really excited about your pro debut because you made your name on amateur scene. I think that in a great fashion. And right now we are a few weeks away from your pro debut. Your opponent will be John Bentley. So if you can tell me, how do you feel a few weeks before this bout?
I feel amazing, man. I've changed up a lot of stuff, just in my camp, like outside of the gym, just like eating well, that kind of stuff as well. Feeling the most in shape I've ever felt. So, yeah, feeling good, feeling strong. So.
And your opponent for now is 0-1, but he actually got some good results as the amateur. But also he was finished in all of his losses. So will it be like your plan to go and try to finish him?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go try to finish him. Early on in my amateur career, I was getting a lot of finishes. These past few fights haven't been finishes, but I've never. I got finished my very first fight, which I've only training for like 4 months then. So, um, but ever since I've really been like committed to like this life and everything, I've never been finished. I always take it serious. But yeah, I plan to go out there and finish him late first round or second round, honestly.
And the perfect scenario would be what, submission or knockout?
Uh, Probably a knockout. Yeah, probably a knockout.
And I think that what is like really cool about your career that you always fought against the best competition available because you fought against like four of your last opponents as the amateur were undefeated fighters. Also, the fight that you mentioned that you lost was against also the fighter who is like I believe right now 4-0. So it's I think that quite impressive that you always wanted to fight against the toughest guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't regret like a single thing taking those fights because now I'm 0-0, so that record doesn't matter. Like I couldn't. I know some guys in the UFC. I think Marvin Vettori was like 2-5 as an amateur. Not that I have a losing record, but like honestly, it doesn't matter at all. And yeah, my opponent had a good amateur record as well. But yeah, just like you said, like the skill level between the dudes that we've been fighting is just not the same. So
And I think that your win against Mason Pillow was one that many fans look at you as the like really big prospect because he never lost a fight. Actually, I believe that he made his pro debut recently, but you still the only fighter who not only you have a victory against him, but you also finished him. So it's a really impressive thing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, Mason was like 7-0, 7-0 whenever I fought him. Yeah, one of the best. I think number one in the Midwest. No one expected me to beat him, especially submit him because that's his own game. But yeah, I've just been used to fighting and getting prepared for wrestlers, especially ones that don't have super great jujitsu. But yeah, so I was fortunate enough to come out with that one.
And your last two bouts were losses, but actually there were also a super like competitive, and I think that like judges can score it also for you. And this is also a really cool thing that you are not an easy opponent to anyone. It's not that you are losing like 30-27 all scored cards, but you are like in the all of your fights you can win them. You have like very good moments. You are close to finishing your opponents, so it means that you are a really dangerous guy even even like second or third round.
Yeah. So my last two fights, well, I'm gonna start off the one. I think it was honestly a year ago today. That was my first real loss, and like you said, I felt like it could have went either way. Um, but honestly, I feel like I learned more off my losses than my wins. But that fight, I felt like since then, like it was kind of just like going downhill for me, just like mental wise, and I think it's just because I kind of went out there that fight and fought like I don't normally fight. Like I just thought I was gonna go out there and take them down quick and get a quick submission, and I ended up adrenaline dumping, getting super tired. And then after that fight, I'm like, dude, like my body has never felt like that in my life. Like there's got to be something like physically wrong with me or whatever. So it's literally like ever since that day, like every single day, um, I literally couldn't regain focus on anything because I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with me. Like I'm not gonna be able to fight if that's the case. And then honestly, my last fight, like I was probably the worst point of me mentally. So I probably shouldn't have even took that fight. I took that fight because I was trying to get my mind off of the other stuff, but it was just a dumb decision. It didn't work. Um, but yeah, so now I feel like the only way that has got my mindset back was I literally gotten so many different like tests, like for my health, like physical tests. Literally everything's clear. So I literally think it was just me going out there getting tired, and I think I started to buy into my own hype, and like I'm like, yeah, I don't have to prepare super hard for this guy. Like I don't think any of these guys in the regional scene can really like be in there with me, and that was a big mistake on my part. But yeah, I'm feeling better than ever now, so I'm excited to show it.
So if you are not felt well at that point and you still were able to give such a good performances, I think that this one will be a great one for you.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I try not to get too in my head about the losses either, because like most of the dudes I fought have like grown up wrestling or been training for like almost 10 years, and I've only been training for 3 years. So yeah, I mean that's another confidence booster. Like I feel like if I just keep doing the things I'm doing and like focusing more on fighting and like less stressing about life stuff, like health stuff, like I feel like my potential is pretty high. So
And what was the like initial reason for you to go train MMA?
Um, nothing too interesting. So, I mean, I started off playing basketball like since I was a kid, played through high school, and I was always like a really athletically gifted guy. So I would get, all district stuff like that. But like, I never felt like I was going to be able to like take it to the next level in that sport. So I'm like, well, there's no point of really like working my butt off for this. If there's not going to be anything like in the end. So, but I'm like, well, I'm athletic, so I got to stay like doing something, like stay active or whatever. So I really just wanted to try like, honestly, not even jujitsu. Like I really just wanted to do like cardio kickboxing or something like that. And yeah, and then my coach started making me stay to grapple. I hated grappling. I tried to leave right after kickboxing class and skip it, but he wouldn't let me. And now I feel like I favor grappling more than striking, and that's how I really just got into MMA. Just by working hard, and like I said, like I took my first fight too early, probably like 4 months in. Really wasn't zoned in, and it's funny because like my first fight was the one that I was like least nervous for because I just mentally like I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like I've never even been into any like fights like outside the cage or nothing like that. So yeah. Well, my cat Olympics.
And how many weeks did it take for you to start like grappling a part of the game?
How many weeks did it take?
Yes, or months.
Oh my goodness. I guess probably like I mean 4 months in, I probably started grappling like 2 months, like till the fight. So like only striking for 2 months, and then grappling for the last 2 months, and then it was the fight. So. And then I faced like a Division I wrestler, so it was literally the worst fight I could have taken, like with my grappling experience. But it is what it is.
And you mentioned that you for your first fight you actually weren't stressed at all, but right now when you are going to the cage with like top level amateurs, or even right now it will be your pro debut, do you feel any nerves right now that you know that this will be an important fight?
Yeah, so so my second amateur fight, my second and third amateur fight were probably the most nervous like I've ever been for a fight. Like honestly, like I think it was more than nerves. Like I genuinely think that I was like scared to go out there. But those were also like some of the best performances I've had. These last, I think it started on the Mason Pillow fight. I think my nerves like or my scaredness went away during that fight. Obviously, I have nerves. Like it's super intense sport, but like I feel like I've been able to calm down and relax ever since that fight. Normally I'm like up in the mirror, like pacing, like hours before the fight. Like obviously at the venue, but like hours before the fight. But now I'm able to just like sit down, just relax, like on the couch, listen to music. But yeah, I definitely get nervous, and like 5 weeks out. Um, I'll have like there's occasions like throughout the day where I'll just think about it and I'll get like nervous, but not like super nervous or scared. But yeah, I'm getting pretty used to it now.
And if you can tell me more about the gym that right now you are training in, and tell me if it was a first gym that you went to and you in the end stayed.
Yeah, so I'm training at Springfield Fight Club right now. It's in Springfield, Missouri, and it is the first gym I've ever been to. But yeah, it's came a long way since I started. It's always been like the top gym, one of the top gyms in Missouri, like before I started. But I just feel like now uh, everyone's like starting to come together and like buy into the system. Like everyone's working hard. Everyone believes that everyone can do something big, like make it to big promotions and stuff. Yeah, my coach Nathan Stamberski, he's been in the game for a long time. Gabe Woke, they've coached a lot of guys up, like Miranda Maverick started off at my gym in the UFC. Garrett Armfield's in the UFC. Zach Cummings, Michael Johnson. So yeah, they're obviously experienced, and I put my full trust in them. And they have their full trust in me to be able to make it as long as I keep working hard. So yeah.
And do you have fighters like you, the young up and coming prospects that in the end want to be in the UFC or in very good promotions?
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. I work with a lot of guys. We have an amateur flyweight. He was previously ranked #1 as well in the Midwest. We got Marshall Kemp. He's 6, 7-1 as a professional, so right on the verge of making it to the UFC. I'm with him a lot. Billy Wilson, 4-1. Honestly, like all of our guys in the MMA team have the same goal, and it's just the fact that they just got to keep working hard and staying consistent and everything. And unfortunately, I've had like the opportunity to be working with James Krause a little bit. So he's been, giving me knowledge and everything. He had a good seminar this past weekend. So yeah, getting all kinds of tools there too.
And actually, I thought that Marshall can get a contender series shot this year because he's I believe 7-1, and he is one of the better prospects. So I thought that there can be a chance that he will fight, but unfortunately he didn't get it right now. But probably soon he will get either by contender series or even the straight to the UFC.
Yeah, no, for sure. He definitely deserves it. I've like went with a bunch of UFC guys, and he's definitely right there. So yeah, he definitely deserves it. So
And because you will be you will fight in November right now, and do you have plans for next year that you know that you want to fight I don't know 3 or 4 times? Do you have this kind of plan in your head?
um, I want I would like to fight 4 times next year in 2025. I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing anything, and I'm not gonna look past John Bentley or anything. But I do have a management team, which is LCA Sports Management. So we're just kind of waiting to see what this fight looks like, and then the beginning of next year, hopefully they're gonna be able to get me on like a nice promotion. Hopefully, like something like LFA or something. But obviously, I'm still gonna take smart fights the first few. So.
And do you plan to stay in the welterweight division for now, or maybe in the future you have this like also the plan that you maybe will move to middleweight or lightweight?
Uh, I plan on staying at 170. I think it's a good weight class for me. I'm about 6'2". I've had recommendations to me going to both weight classes, lightweight or middleweight, but I think lightweight's just too much for me. I think that would take a lot from me. And I've had a middleweight fight before, and I felt great, and I took it on short notice, but I don't know. I feel like the higher level you get, it's just those dudes are huge and they're skilled. So I think 170 is a good fit.
Yes, and also going down, it's kind of risky because, of course, you will be a much bigger fighter, but your like health, your cardio will definitely like be hurt because of that.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. So
And for now, who is your favorite fighter to watch in the UFC or overall in MMA?
um I think my favorite fighter is probably Kamaru Usman. Been a Kamaru Usman fan. I'm sad that he's lost 3 in a row, but out of all the champs that have like been losing and stuff, I still feel like he still got something in the tank. So I'm excited to see like his next fight and stuff. So
And in MMA, it's kind of like crazy and unfair sport because at one point he won 15 fights in the row, and one more, and it would be he will be tied with Anderson Silva, and he's like second best welterweight in the history. And right now, because of the 3 losses, I think that many people that like didn't consider him still as the contender, and I would agree that still he has like a few really good bouts in him, and probably he can go for the title one more time.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he can become champion. Obviously he's working hard, and it sucks and it's unfortunate that like he has bad knees, but I mean I feel like he's been dealing with that for his whole career. So um, yeah, I'm excited. I feel like the welterweight division has got a ton of crazy matchups and or like potential champs that could fight for the belt right now. So it's exciting.
And recently there was announced that Belal will defend his title against Shavkat Rakhmonov. And who do you think will win this one? Do you have like early prediction?
Mm. Prediction. I'm not sure. I don't like Belal's style by any means, but just the way he looked against Leon, I don't know. He looked like the best in the world there. And I feel like he has a deeper resume than Shavkat does. But Shavkat has 18 finishes and 18 wins, so I don't know. It's interesting. I'm gonna go with Belal probably by decision. I want Shavkat to win, but we'll see.
Yes, but definitely it will be a very good fight because in his last fight, Belal like showed how good he is, and of course Shavkat is finishing everybody, so it will be interesting, really interesting fight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. And then the Max and Taporio one next week, and I'm excited for that one too.
Yes, the like many great fights happening like all the time, to be honest, because the UFC can put the best against the best.
Yeah, for sure. And fortunately, the Synergy, the promotion I'm fighting for, the promoter, is starting my fight night at 5 o'clock. So hopefully, I'll be able to see that John Jones fight. It's on the same day. So
And about the World Heavyweight Championship, who do you think will win?
John Jones. Yeah, John Jones. I can't bet against John Jones at all. I can't bet against him. Alex Pereira, guys like that. Like, yeah, so he's the GOAT.
And I think that the fight against Stipe would be much more interesting if it would happen like 3 years ago, because the Stipe had this like over 3 years break, so it's a little bit long one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then people are interested in seeing the Aspinall fight and everything, but I personally don't think it's not that I don't think that John could win. I just don't think it's a smart fight to take just because of, the age difference and the new weight class for John Jones. Like Aspinall's pretty big, but you never know. Who knows if they're gonna fight?
And getting back to you, because training and fighting in MMA, it's a really, really tough sport. And when you are in the training camp, do you have this tough days that you are tired, beaten up, and you know that you have to go next day? And if you have these days, what do you do to motivate yourself to be in the gym next day?
Um, and I just remind myself like what my end goal is in the sport. I obviously know that there's gonna be tough days. Like even the best dudes in the world have off days and everything. And I do. I have a lot of tough days. Like on Friday nights, that's when we do our hard sparring and our sparring for our campgrounds and everything. And we do this thing called Shark Tanks, and it's when you got 5 minutes because that's the normal round. Each 2.5 minutes, you get a fresh body, and like even like this past Friday, like James Krause was in, and he was in my Shark Tank. So, and then I had him, and then I had this another dude that's just a student of the game. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's about 260. So I was super tired, super exhausted. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, there's going to be days like that for everybody. And yeah, I know that there's days like that for the highest level guys in the UFC. So
Yes, it's probably you can't you have to have these days. It's probably impossible to be on the top of your shape every single day, to be like super motivated for all the training.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think honestly, I really don't think I'm ever like unmotivated. I really, especially now, like I don't. I feel like I'm always locked in. And I don't really feel like I have to get motivated because I'm always motivated and in discipline. So, and I feel like my discipline, even if there are days somewhat that I'm not motivated, like the discipline, takes me to the gym. And then after the gym, I'm like happy I went. So,
And outside of MMA, if you have a little bit more free time, if you are not in the training camp, what do you like to do then? Do you have any additional hobbies, passions, something like this?
um, I well, first off, I'm always in the gym, but if I ever have any free time, I I like to hike, I like to play video games. I like to go to amusement parks. As far as hobby wise, man, I really don't think I have a hobby, honestly. I feel like the next thing would have to be just like playing video games or something. But yeah, I mean, and that's just whenever I get my time. Like I feel like it's mandatory for me to get in the gym. Like I literally can't do anything. Like if I get invited to go, I don't know, out of town to go do something, even if I don't have a fight coming up, I'm like, well, can we leave it this time? Because I gotta train. I gotta train first. So that's definitely mandatory in my first responsibility. So
And if you are in the on the trip, you are outside of the city, and you know that you can't train in your gym. Do you like to search for another gym just for one day, just to try, because you have a few hours and you know that you can't be in your regular gym?
Oh, every time. Yeah, I don't. If I leave town, like I'm immediately. That's the first thing. Like before I even leave town, like I'm searching MMA gyms in this area. Like I've gone to Florida a couple times, and each time I went to Florida, I've trained at a gym in Florida. But yeah, I can't. I train 7 days a week, and it's hard for me to miss a day. And if I do miss a day, then I'm trying to work out outside or in the room or something. The best I can do.
It's probably also a cool thing because you can hear about other perspective on your skills, and you can see other training methods. So in the end, of course, you are staying in your like normal gym, regular gym, but probably it's also cool thing to match your skills against other opponents like training partners that you don't have on the regular basis.
Yeah, I feel like that helps a lot too. And most of the time, like I don't feel like the places I've went, anyways, they don't really have like superior MMA gyms. It's just jujitsu mainly, which is fine with me. Like no gi jujitsu, as long as it's not gi. I've only put the gi on like 2 times in my life, but and yeah, I feel like I fare well even against dudes in like Florida or like somewhere that far. I feel like I can have like a world class talent. Um, yeah, like I said, I just gotta keep working hard and we'll get there.
I have a one last question. If you can, it's of course like maybe more of as the like imaginary situation, but if you can take one skill from any fighter in the world, in any fighter in the history, and add to your current skill set, what kind of skill would you like to take and borrow?
Hmm, that's a good question. Man, I feel like on this one, I'm trying to pick someone that's like just one of the smarter guys. 'Cause I feel like it's got to be like a fight IQ type deal. Because I feel like if I just keep working, physical wise, skill wise, like I can gain those skills. But like mental, like IQ, that's tough. It had to be like I don't know. And it's hard because I just had the James Krause seminar this weekend. That dude is like a wizard, like in a sport. So honestly, uh, honestly, I just want to James Krause's mind. That's it. Just his IQ. That's it.
Okay, Daylon, so many thanks for the conversation. I think that in a few weeks you will make your debut and you will win this fight, and I hope that in next year you will add a few other wins to your record.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate you for having me on and everything. And yeah, November 16th pro debut. I want to get 4 fights in 2025. Um, and in 2026, by the end of 2026, hopefully we get like a contender series call or something. So hopefully to speak to you again.